Good afternoon. I don't know if this is going to work because I just tried to start this video and I was a couple minutes into it and the school called me. Just got back from my education consultant job. I'm going to have to fix this shirt without you guys. So I had like on a professional jacket and everything. Kind of wanted to be comfortable. I'm going to try to do 2 videos today. Don't even know if I'm going to get this one done. I'm making mom's meatloaf. I have a ground beef, 1 pound. I am going to cut up an onion and some garlic, and I'm going to put some sea salt, pepper, and oregano in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of salt. Put as much as you're liking, but remember, don't put too much. We have so much salt nowadays. And then I'm going to put a little bit of oregano. That gives it a great taste. This time is kind of like an simpler mom's Italian one. Sometimes I do it with bacon. Sometimes I do it with A1. Most of the times I do usually add ketchup. Sometimes I add the cans of tomatoes. Today I'm going to be adding the ketchup. We were already out of the ketchup, and hopefully this phone lets me do this because I really want to start having more cooking videos. I also want to start having more true crime videos. Seems like mostly all I can do is my promos because I'm always working. Okay, I'm going to use the rest of this ketchup, and to be honest with you, I think I'm going to need another bottle. Karma, go lay down. Everyone knows my American Bulldog Karma. She's crazy. Go lay down. So, let's see. Of course, everything's not ready, and I'm trying to do this fast. Because I have the oven preheated. Oh my God. That worked. These work good too. I don't like Heinz ketchup, but it doesn't have to be Heinz. You want to put about a half a cup in there, maybe a little less, depending. Like I said, I usually will just do different things to this. Sometimes add A1 and Worcestershire sour. Today I don't have either one of those. I have to go grocery shopping in a week, and pretty much everything's already planned out. I'm going to put a little bit more oregano, because that's always nice. Tiny bit more of the sea salt. And plenty of pepper. Sometimes I've even made this cheese and bacon, or a cheesy meatloaf, or bacon lovers meatloaf, but my hubby and I are trying to lose a little weight. He mainly is, because I really just need to tone. He's found out that he's overweight. Okay, now I'm going to he's not very badly overweight though. I'm going to crush the garlic. I am also going to be steaming some broccoli with garlic and olive oil. A little bit of salt and pepper later. I doubt I'll have time to put that on here, but that's what I'm going to be making with it. Along with just some instant mashed potatoes tonight. I'm not making them homemade. I'm going to make those on Thursday when I make cube steaks. And I'm going to have a salad. So, ideally I would like to make the broccoli on here as well. I'm not trying to have my back to you right now. I'm cutting up the garlic. I try to incorporate garlic and onions in most of our meals. We try to eat plant-based and not have meat at least once, twice a week. I'm trying to get more into that, but we still like our meat. And Mother's meatloaf is very comfortable, comforting meal. I'm trying to get this. At least my husband used to be a sous chef. I mean, I like to cook, don't get me wrong. I've only been a cook at the house. I don't only at the house. But I usually cook like 4 to 6 times a week, and he sometimes cooks once to twice. Usually the grilling. I'm putting a little bit of that garlic in there right now. I only used 2 little small cloves because for the broccoli we're going to use 3 cloves. We like our garlic. And I plan on trying to use all of this onion, but not sure if I'm going to do that. It's a sweet yellow onion. Idalia onion. Very good. I could eat these things just by themselves, but it does not make my breath smell good. And I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm trying to actually get this done. So I don't know if I'm going to use all this because it is just a little meatloaf. So we will see. And if not, I will try to save it for tomorrow. I know Thursday I'm making cube steak. One night I'm probably going to have pigs in the blanket, little smokies. So I'm not, I think I'm going to use some more onions of the cube steak, but I probably won't be using onion and garlic. And then I have a fast skillet dinner, which tomorrow's my birthday. So. Trying to cut this up. This might be enough. Finally chopping these. And I already preheated my oven to 350. And this is going to take about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Like I said, if I was making, sometimes I've even put green peppers in here, but I usually always put the garlic and the tomatoes. Well, one way or another, either with tomato sauce or ketchup, or like cans of tomatoes or whole tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, depending on what I have around. Kind of varies with cooking. And I usually try to have my meals all made up for the whole week. Sometimes they vary. Sometimes we go out during the week, but we mostly only go out on Fridays, maybe sometimes Saturday or Sunday, but we mostly eat here like 80% of the time. There's some weeks that are a little more. I know I'm getting excited about the holiday cooking. Trying to finally chop this. My husband is so much better at chopping this up. Yeah, this is definitely going to be enough onions. My daughters don't really like onions raw. They like them cooked. My older daughter's supposed to be eating here, so I'm hoping. Her and my younger daughter just went walking. Alright, that should be good. So I'm going to put the onions in here. And I took off my wedding ring because I usually like to, it's going to kind of be oniony, so I might be too much. I usually like to use my hands to do this. So I'm kind of kneading it around. And I do need to add some breadcrumbs. I almost forgot that. I'm trying to like hurry up and I got so much going on this afternoon. But meatloaf really isn't hard to make. And you can kind of incorporate what you want to put in it. But usually it's always some sort of, you know, salt, pepper, of course, sparingly or to your, how you want to use it. But it always takes ground beef unless you want to make a turkey one. Usually about a pound or two, depending on how much you're making. Usually onions and garlic, depending on what you like or don't like, but that's a good thing. Sometimes, like I said, I wrap it with bacon. So I have some Italian breadcrumbs. And they're already open. I'm just going to kind of pour a little bit on top. I kind of know how it looks. I'd say it's probably half a cup, depending with the meat. And there has been times I have toasted bread and used bread or bread that's almost old. That's a great way to use it if you can coincide it together. But we usually always have breadcrumbs, but we do try to use such things, and this will hold it together so it stays together. And like I said, sometimes we have a cheesy one, but I'm not adding cheese into it this time. And I don't want it to be too overwhelmed with breadcrumbs because that can happen. You don't want it too bread tasty. So then I'm going to take it, and I will show you in a minute. I'm putting it into this casserole dish. And if I would have wrapped it with bacon, I would have lined it all in bacon and wrapped it around. Cheese, same thing. This is just more of a mom's quick, simple one. It's not really as fattening. We have not had this in a while. We usually have it, depending, probably about once a month. There has been times where we've had it maybe twice a month, but it's usually once a month. And there has been times when I don't have it. But like I said, there is some things that I usually make like once a month. Like spaghetti is one of them. This meatloaf, little smokies. Try to incorporate seafood dinners, like different kind of shrimp dinners. And of course, like I said, we're going to try to start incorporating eating less meat dinners. Okay, and I'm going to pop that in there for 45 minutes to an hour. And that is my meatloaf. And about 10 minutes before I bring it out, I will make a design with the ketchup, or it can be sauce or canned tomatoes, but I usually let it cook the last 10 minutes with that on top. Gives it a better taste. So, like I said, we're going to have steamed broccoli with garlic, cooked in olive oil, cheesy mashed potatoes. That's another reason I didn't add cheese into the meatloaf. Excuse me. And salad. So, have a great Monday. Tune in for my next video coming up about my new wine that I just recently purchased and I'm supposed to be promoting soon, Vampire Red Blend.